Hello, welcome to my channel, my video. This is Baklava Nora. Today I'm gonna make some French onion soup. You think this is a lot of onions? No, this is the amount that you need. So you need 3 large white onions, 3 medium red onions, and we're gonna need our Worcestershire sauce here, about 2 tablespoons of that. We're gonna need sherry cooking wine. You could use dry white wine if you don't have sherry cooking wine. Our beef stock, we're gonna need our either beef stock or beef broth, so I'm using beef broth here. 3 leaves of bay leaves, 3 cloves of thinly sliced garlic, some fresh thyme. If you don't have fresh thyme, you can use dry thyme, about a tablespoon or so. Here we have a tablespoon of salt, which is kosher salt, half a teaspoon of sugar, 3 tablespoons of oil. For that, we're gonna need also about 3 tablespoons of butter to saute our onions. This is a slow process, so if you're not ready for this type of recipe and you don't have time, by all means don't start, because this will take you at least two and a half hours, because you have to caramelize all your onions, very thinly sliced onions. So for this, we're going to need also our smoked Gouda. I'm using smoked Gouda here and Parmesan. Here we're going to need some Parmesan, and if you don't have Parmesan, you can use Pecorino as well, and some sharp aged cheese. It's French cheese actually. It's very dry, so we're going to need some of that. Since we're making French onion soup, might as well use some French cheese, right? And some sliced baguettes, which is also French style bread, very thinly sliced. We're gonna use this for top of our soup. We're gonna start with cast iron. You need a cast iron Dutch oven, which is really thick and it sustains the heat. We're gonna put it on a very low flame. So what we have to do is we're gonna gradually let this heat up and then slice our onions very thin. To this, we're gonna add our oil and 2 cubes of butter. I'm just using any type of butter. This one just happens to be Kerrygold. You could use salted, non-salted. Just 2 cubes of butter, combination of both. Now let's check our onions. They're looking beautiful. At this point, we're gonna add our Worcestershire or Worcestershire, however you want to call it, and about 2 tablespoons. This is about 2 like that, and our bay leaves. Gonna add about 3 bay leaves to this, and just cover it back. At this point, now that our onions release so much water and juices, we're gonna leave this open and let this slow caramelize. Let the water evaporate. Juices need to evaporate, all of it. Smells so good already. Thyme and bay leaf and our Worcestershire sauce. They're halfway process. As you can see, our liquids are evaporating. That's what we want. And just occasionally stirring it. You can see how much they shrink from where they were full pot. It's worth making. This is a delicious French onion soup. Now you see your onions are start to caramelize. You can see the color, nice and dark. And then you see there's no more juices in the bottom. Just still keep continuing mixing it so they don't get stuck at the bottom. Let this be even darker. We'll just look at that delicious broth. At this point, we're gonna crank our heat higher and cover this. Let this simmer. You want to taste it for seasoning. Tastes just fine. You don't need to add any more salt because we're gonna put our cheese on top of our soup and bread to soak up all this delicious soup. Look at that beauty. Let this cook so all the sherry wine cooks out of it. Now that our soup is boiling, at this point, looks so ready. Another 5 minutes or so. This doesn't thicken, so it's nice and brothy. As you can see, it smells so good. Oh, my whole kitchen smells delicious. We have our balls here that we're gonna bake in the oven. And another 5 minutes, this should be ready. These have to be served hot. Now we're gonna turn off our soup. And you wanna ladle this on our big dishes, about 2 ladles full. Pour our baguette inside, and just about 2 slices. We're gonna grate our 4 cheeses here that we have, our smoked Gouda. We're gonna use some of that sheep shark cheese. Yeah, this is gonna melt in our broiler. And I'm gonna add a little bit of pecorino or Parmesan, and just pop this under a broiler for a couple minutes in the lower settings. This is gonna be served hot. Now look at this delicious, bubbly, cheesy French onion soup. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. Thank you for watching. It's well worth it trying. Till next time, ciao, be healthy.